Shripad Rajam Sharanam Prapadye. We start with the narration of chapter 21. Now, as we learnt in the earlier chapter, Shankar Bhatt and Guru Charan left for Manchal village. On the way, their discussion was only about the miracles of Lord Shripad. Guru Charan said, Lord Shripad has predicted about his birthplace being converted into a major trust and a great sage would come there. Due to a long period of meditation, worship, chanting of sacred mantras, and pure devotion of people, the place and their surroundings have become very pure. So only pure-minded devotees can accept the pure vibrations of that place. Once I had visited Orissa due to some trade-related work. There I could see Lord Shripad and the Lord Jagannath at Jagannath Puri. There were 3 to 4 persons accompanying me. They too could see their deity in the Jagannath idol. Thus, Lord Shripad gave us a subtle message that I am present in all gods and goddesses that you worship. When Shri Guru Charan reached Jagannath Puri that very day, Dandiswami had come there with his 108 disciples. As per the custom, Guru Charan prostrated at his feet, and what happened was beyond imagination. Dandiswami immediately lost his ability to speak. Guru Charan and other present there prayed to Lord Shripad that Dandiswami should get his voice back. And it happened. The disciples of Dandiswami, however, thought that Shripad Prabhu and his disciples were low-level mantriks. Not only that, they were confident that Dandiswami would be a winner if there was a debate on Vedic scriptures with Lord Shripad. Guru Charan did not retort but felt sympathetic towards them for their ignorance. Actually, the problem and the solution both lay with Lord Shripad. After some days, Dandiswami came to Pitikapuram to visit the Kukuteshwar temple. He paid obeisance to all the gods and the self-evolved Dattatreya idol and said, I have been sent here to destroy the pride that Shripad has been proclaiming that he himself is an incarnation of Lord Dattatreya. In spite of this, Lord Shripad paid his respects to Dandiswami in all humility as he was a great scholar. Once Lord Shripad was taking rest below the Audumbar tree at his grandfather's house. Bapanacharya, Appal Raj Sharma and Shreshti were also present. As a little Shripad, who had the radiance of Lord Krishna, was hungry, his grandmother, Rajmamba, got some curd rice in a silver vessel to feed him. On eating it, Shripad told his grandfather to chant Vedic mantras. Everyone recited the mantras, and just at the same time, the self-evolved Dattatreya idol at Kukuteshwar temple could be seen with rice particles on its face. In spite of the priest wiping it off 2 or 3 times, they would reappear. Dandiswami was leaving Pitikapuram with his disciples, loudly reciting the Vedas. He could feel the ground on which he was walking stretch ahead of him. After walking for a long time also, he felt he was starting from the same place. Just then, the sacred stick, that is Dandi, which he was holding, broke into 2. Dandiswami felt his body also breaking into 2. From this, he realized that Lord Shripad had multifold times energy than him, and he was wrong in talking against Lord Shripad. Lord Shripad addressed Dandiswami in a severe tone. Being a great yogi, you have so much ego. The Lord Dattatreya that you worship is none other than Shripad Shri Vallabh. You are the greatest fool not to recognize him. Because of your blasphemous behavior, you will live as an evil spirit for 100 years, as was ordained by Chitragupt, who is the accountant of Lord Yama, the Lord of Death. But I have cancelled that punishment and ordered that you live as a human in the lowest caste. I am pardoning your sins with a very light punishment. You ask, what is liberation? I say, it is a destruction of one's greed and lust. One who lives blissfully under any circumstance, I myself initiate him as my disciple, knowing his capability. Your great yogic power should be used for the welfare and protection of people who are helpless and in need of sympathy. This is a law of mankind. I have incarnated to teach you lessons on righteousness, action and duty, yoga, devotion and knowledge. I order you to go to the Himalayas and do your penance alone. You do not need your disciples with you. If you associate yourself with your disciples, you will only mutually flatter each other, which will lead you nowhere. You will forget your divine mission. Shankar Bhatt now asked Guru Charan, even though Arundhati Mata was born in a low caste family, how did she get married to Vashishta Rishi? Throwing light upon this, Gurucharan said, Vashishta Rishi had done penance for 1,000 years. A low-caste girl, Akshamala, had served him very earnestly. Pleased with her service, he asked her if she had any boon to be granted. On this, Akshamala said, I want you as my husband. Vashishta told her, Akshamala, you are a low-caste girl and I am a righteous Brahmin. How can I accept you as my wife? Akshamala replied, First you asked me for a boon, then how can you go back on your word? Vashishta Muni was in a dilemma. Afraid of the consequences of not fulfilling a promise, he said, Are you ready to cleanse your body according to my will? She agreed. Vashishta then burnt her to ashes and made her alive once again. He repeated this 7 times. The 7th birth purified her completely. Vashishta then got married to her. Thus she was named Arundhati, which means not objecting or resisting to the difficult process of her cleansing. Even though one may be born to a low caste, if his actions are as pure as that of a Brahmin, his sacred thread ceremony is performed at the age of 7 and he is accepted in the Brahmin fold. In those days, society was divided into 4 varnas or classes according to their professions. This was beneficial to society, but after some period of time, it was based on the birth of an individual than his occupation. Earlier, if a person born in the Brahmin class wished to take trade as an occupation, he was considered a Vaishya or belonging to the business class. A Kshatriya born could be considered a Brahmin if he was subtle and soft-spoken in his behavior. Devotees of Lord Dattatreya are always blessed with contentment and longevity, health, luxury and prosperous living. Lord Dattatreya's seekers were given his grace according to their capability. Lord Shripad's blessing to his devotees was to always keep them in a prosperous state for all lifetimes. To understand the miracles of Lord Shripad, Shankar Bhat and Gurucharan arrived at Manchal village. On prostrating in front of the village deity, the goddess appeared before them and said, Earlier, Prahlad was initiated by Lord Dattatreya. Now he has incarnated as Lord Shripad. In the coming century, the supreme teacher of Prahlad will incarnate here. This place will then be known as Mantralaya. May you be blessed. Just as Shankar Bhat and Gurucharan were to leave, a trader Krishnadas came there. He was a seller of colored powders and kumkum. He would also sing bhajans and perform kirtans. The village deity blessed him too and giving a garland of flowers asked him to go to Kurugaddi. The goddess then disappeared. The 3 set off now to Kurugaddi. While conversing, Krishnadas casually mentioned, the donations given away during any yajna should be 16, 116 or 1116. This number is like 2498 given by Lord Shripad. If one understands the principle behind these numbers, then the secret of 2498 gets revealed. The whole means formless, so it is considered the form of Rudra. The universe begins and ends with a 0. All of us exist in this 0 only. The form of Lord Vishnu is an eternal religion. This is necessary for existential behavior. Gurucharan further said to Shankar Bhat, the creation which is made of essential 5 elements is a form of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu has proclaimed to Veerabhadra, who destroyed 10 sacrificial yajnas, that the basic creation and creator are Mother Parvati's manifestations. Mother Durga, who kills demons, and the ferocious Mother Kali are my forms only. Lord Shripad is full of 16 virtues. At the age of 16 years, he has left Pithikapur. As he is in Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra forms, he is said to be complete with 16 virtues. Now in the Treta Yuga, Bharadwaj Rishi had arranged the Savitru Kataka Chayana Yajna at Pithikapuram. The result of it was the incarnation of Shripad Shri Vallabh at Pithikapuram. He is of the primal energy form, that is Shakti, and so is Ardhanari Nateshwar, that is half masculine, half feminine form. Through this form, he inspires seekers and devotees to a path of righteousness. Krishnadas said, Lord Shripad permeates every being from the tiniest of an ant to the macrocosm. Once, Shripad Prabhu and Narsimha Varma were taking rest at Varma's farm. Just then 2 snakes crawled there. Lord Shripad killed the 2 snakes and threw them far away. Narsimha Varma was fast asleep. Very huge red ants came near him. Lord Shripad killed the ants lest they disturb Narasimhavarma's sleep. After some time, Varma woke up. Seeing the dead snakes and ants, he felt sympathetic towards them. Lord Shripad gently smiled at him and said, "The rule of nature is that the servant must be protected by the king." Just then, a huge, white and radiant ant crawled near. She was the queen of the ants. She went around the dead ants in a circle, and what a miracle! All the ants came to life. Lord Shripad said, "The queen ant has acquired Sanjivani Shakti, that is energy for immortality, and so she protected all her dead ants." Narasimhavarma was now shocked to see the dead snakes. Lord Shripad revived them to life. They did a pradakshina around Shripad Prabhu and went away. Why did the snakes come here? Why did Shripad Prabhu first kill them and then revive them? On being asked these questions, Lord Shripad replied, "When one is under the influence of a weak position of the Rahu, which is indicated as a dragon head in an ascending mode from south to north, he has to face lots of difficulties and feels that he is under bondage. This is called the Kala Sarpa Yoga. Lord Rahu is the prime of all gods. No one except me knows a relief from such miseries. I thus bless my devotees with happiness and contentment." In this way, Guru Charan, Krishnadas and Shankar Bhatt returned to Kurugaddi safely, carrying with them memories of stories of Lord Shripad's miracles. Lord Shripad thus blessed them. With the grace and blessings of him, we end this chapter 21, and we know that the listener and the reader will be benefited with spiritual progress and a good life. May Lord Shripad bless us all. Shripad Rajam Sharanam Prapadhe.